Man, look at
We're live.
look at my wrinkles.
Just don't look too close.
We'll do it like this.
Say hello when you get here. Hi, this is Jen with Jen's Den Art. Happy Friday, everyone.
There's no one
How
here.
are you all doing today? Say hello when you get here. Let's make sure we are working. Let me look it up on the Facebook group. Let's see if we are live.
Yep, there's Michael.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Michael and Dawn and Sandy and Kathy. Yay, it is streaming today. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday.
Hello.
Hey, Lynn. So this is Jen with Jen's Den Art, and this is my husband, Michael. He is going to talk to us today about some framing options for your pieces. So if you remember, and if you've been a part of Acrylic 101 Challenge, I started about 10 days ago, I guess. We took you through the entire journey of creating your own piece, and now we're wrapping up that piece into a final piece that you would want to hang on your wall. Okay, so we have a couple of different framing options that we have started sharing with you. The first one was a pre-recorded video because we were outside in our woodworking shed and we don't have internet service out there. So it had to be recorded. And there's a part 2 to that video. That video was making, let me show you this one. That video was making this type of frame with the angled cuts. You can see them right there. They all have a beautiful angled cut there. And so the video ended before you got to see the wood being attached to the canvas. So what we're going to do first, happy Friday. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Lynn and Carrie and Kathy. And thank y'all all for coming on today. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to share the screen and I'm going to show you, it's an 8-minute video. And Michael is our entertainer during the video. He is going to show us how to attach the frame onto your canvas. But then after the video is over, we're going to come back live again and we're going to show you a new method of framing that we have started doing for canvas boards instead of canvas, instead of the thick canvases. If you're painting on something like this, really, really thin board, then we're going to show you our method that we use to frame that as well. So stay tuned. Let me see if I can get this, this video to show up. Let's see.
Hello, Francisco.
All right. Y'all let me know if you can see my screen. Am I sharing my screen? Y'all let me know.
You can't see that unless you look at the comments.
Okay, hang on. Let me go.
Who is that distinguished looking man?
Okay, so I'm checking my comments. Yes, you can see the screen. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to start this video and then we'll come back in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Michael LaCour. You may have seen me on TV. Actually, you've never seen me on TV. I'm a sleuth, or is that a slough? Or anyway. All right, so today I'm going to teach you how to nail a frame. Hi, I'm Michael LaCour. Anyway, that's about all I got. So the last thing that I showed you guys was how to cut a frame. Today, however, since I've already showed you how to cut a frame, we are going to, and Jen, can you get a nice shot of this? I want to show you how to nail this frame together. So this frame fits.
Yes.
We know this.
And even though we were using the bird series before, this process can be used for any size canvas. So that's why now we're using a different size canvas.
Most indubitably, which comes from Bruce Willis on Moon Lighting back in the 80s. That's another story. Okay, so I'm not going to keep the frame in here when I put this frame together. And you're going to say, what? What are you talking about, Michael?
Wait, you
What
mean
is
the painting?
the
You have to
painting?
keep
Excuse me. I'm going to keep the painting
Okay.
inside the frame while I put the frame partly together. So anyway, I've already measured. Everything's been cut nice. Now it's time. I have a pneumatic air gun. So where we left off, I have a pneumatic air gun. I do this, or I purchased this because I do a lot of frames. Ginger sells a lot of products that increases the value of said product when we have frames. However, if you're just and I don't mean just but if you're the person who every now and then likes to frame things, or you need to frame things because something has happened, you know, a simple small hammer with some finishing nails. So I'm going to show you with the pneumatic air gun because simply it's easier, right? And this actually isn't a very expensive setup. I've got a Bostic air tank, which is 5 pounds of air, and a Bostic pneumatic air gun, or pneumatic nailer, excuse me, with the accompanying hose. And it's really not that expensive. On sale, you can get it all around $125, $150. And that's great if you're going to be using it a lot, right? So what I've devised is placing these two angle boards together. This is part of my frame. Making sure that I've got a flat surface, making sure that the angle is proper. It is dead on. Then, with my pneumatic air gun, I'm just going to come here in from the side. That nail is going to come out. So here it comes, kind of loud. So one nail has made a 90-degree angle, right? Now listen, I did learn this, and I told Ginger this the other day. Sometimes when I put the sharp edges together, it's kind of sharp. So what I've learned to do, and I just think this is neat, I just kind of hammer that rough edge away, and you know what? It gives it a nice rustic look. It's no longer sharp, and it's smooth. So I just love that idea. I don't know if anyone else likes that idea, but I just love it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the third piece of the frame together. I'm going to flip it around and put this one right next to it, just like I did the other one. Make sure it's all flush against my little work. I grab my pneumatic air gun, one nail, line up my little arrows. And now I have 3 pieces of my frame together, right? 3 pieces up together. Now this is the interesting part. So I'm putting my last piece against, so I'm making sure it's flush, and it's flush. And I'm making sure it's tight on there, and it is tight. I'm not really worried about that end. I'm gonna have to staple that in, but here we go. Here we go. Line up with my arrows. That's loud, huh? Let's do this side now. All right. Ready, Jen?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have our frame. Here it is. Isn't that nice? Nice frame. Even got a little indentation there, right? Now, see that? Watch this. I'm going to show you a little trick. See this edge? Doesn't look that good. Here we go.
You can always sand it too.
All right, so here we go. Now, this is going to be extremely tight. It's not going to fit. Watch this.
Okay. So show them how you can put the canvas anywhere, like.
Well, because I've made it so
or-
tight,
Uh-huh.
I can manipulate this canvas to be at the front of the frame.
That's the way I like it, is in the front like that. But like another way I like it is like kind of
In the
halfway
middle.
in the middle, where it's kind of recessed just a little bit.
Right?
And then another way you could do it, like you did the birds, is like almost like shadow box.
That's right.
So all the way down if you wanted.
Just like that.
But here's the problem with that. If you're wanting to hang it off of the wood,
And of course, that's not right.
then when it's all the way in the back, you can't use the wood to hang it off of.
Right. I like the middle.
It's totally up to you.
I like the.
I like it so that you have something to hang it off of.
Now, just to make sure that this thing doesn't fall out, I am going to put a nail through the wood and through the painting. And I'm so confident I can do it that quick. Nothing in the back, nothing in the front. It's in there.
So I suggest you put at least one on each side.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, perfect. And there you go. And then you can hang it. Bring it closer. And then it's ready to hang. So show them the back where you still have a little lip to hang from.
I do have a little lip to hang from. Right there.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing. Thanks for being with Jen and Mike and Jen Sten, and we hope to see you again.
Jen's in art.
Oh, Jen Sten art.
One more time, I am going to show you how to finish a painting. This is a canvas painting that has been framed. It's a little windy out here today, which is not the recommended time to spray, but we're just going to have to deal with it. So I use this. It's matte clear. It seals and protects Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch. Okay, it's good for wood, for metal, for plastic, and more. It is non-yellowing and fast drying. So all I do is I take it, I put 2 coats on it. I'm just going to show you. I spray it even with the frame on it. And I just go back and forth. I don't put it too thick because I don't want it to drip. But it's a matte finish, so it's almost not even going to show that I have this covering on it. You can also buy a shiny finish if you want. It's totally up to you. But that's it. It's going to dry. After it dries, you are ready to hang it. It does smell. It has a strong odor, so I would definitely recommend you do it outside on a non-windy day. And yeah, then you're ready to go. I'm going to leave it out here and let it dry. And you are ready to hang your piece. All right, let me see if I can get back to where I was.
So there's a couple of things I want to tell you. And so if you're new to building frames, the more you build, the better you will get. And so we like a rustic look. We don't like a perfect no seam frame. And I'm actually going to show you some new framing that we've done that you can accentuate the look of the frame. For instance, when you put all 4 boards together, before you put the painting inside of the frame, right? You can sand down rough edges. You can use a wood filler to cover the seam, let it dry, sand that down. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, our Facebook user. I don't know who that was.
Probably Cindy.
So you can make the frame look seamless if you like. You can also put something on the back. So when you held that picture up and Ginger held it up, you could see through the canvas, right? Now that's not going to be an issue if you hang it against a solid wall in your home. However, you can put something on the back to actually support the frame itself and to also take away the see-through ability of the frame. That's what I've actually started doing on some other frames. I have not taken the time to make the frame seamless. If someone wanted that, the price of the frame would go up because I would sand, I would use wood filler to cover the seam, and then I would make the transition transparent in the sense of, not transparent, non-transparent. I would make the seam to where you couldn't see the seam. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things that you can do. Also, when I have a quick job to do, I'll use that straight edge of my workbench that I built. But if I don't have, if I have a tremendous amount of time to build frames, I have a $25 frame holder that I bought at Home Depot. You can buy it at Lowe's, and it actually holds two pieces of the frame together at an angle, and it gives you just enough room to nail either with a hammer or with a pneumatic nail gun. And so that it's hands-free, and it's really easy tool to use. And now Jen's going to show you a very rustic putting of frames together and what we've come up with.
Okay, so where we started with our framing was like this. You see how it's squared off and it's not angled. This is where we started with our framing. This was the first type of framing that we did. And this is a thick canvas. This is not one of those little thin, like 1 inch or 7/8 inch canvas. This is an actual professional grade canvas. So these little 1x2s that we buy, they're called furring strips. You can buy them at Home Depot and Lowe's for what? Like $1.25 for an 8-foot piece. Okay, I think is what it is. So it's the exact size of a thick canvas. So it's flush on the back and it's flush on the front. These are my favorite kind of framings because they just make such a beautiful finish. And these actually, we attach one piece of wood at a time onto the canvas for this. So we'll staple or nail. You can even see the little nail pieces. We'll nail them on the corners, and then we'll turn it, and then we'll nail another one on the corners, and then we'll turn it and nail another one. So that's our first type of framing. All right. And then the second type of framing is with the angles at the corners. And then now you can go to the third type of framing.
So the next framing I very much love. However, I have not figured out, or I say I've not figured out, it is primarily used for canvas board. You see how thin the canvas board is, right? And so real quick, I want you to take a look at this. So you see the two horizontal pieces are the long ends. The two vertical pieces are the short ends. I use something called a Craig jig to put these together. Now, before I go any farther, if you plan to do any framing, if you plan to do any woodworking other than framing, and you're trying to hide the look of the nail on the outside of the frame, and by the way, you could always use wood filler to cover those nail holes. I haven't done that because, again, that would cost a little bit more money, but you could use wood filler to cover the nail holes. But if you plan to do a lot of framing and you want to hide where you've attached it, a Craig jig creates a pocket hole.
Show it close up.
Oh, there we go. A Craig jig creates a pocket hole.
And this is the tool.
I'm going to show them how to use it in
okay.
just a second. And so roughly, I will tell you, if you watch this video over and over again, you'll figure out exactly how to use this Craig jig. But if you lose sight of what I'm talking about, you can always go to YouTube and type in how to use a Kreg jig, J-I-G. And so here is the Craig jig. The Craig jig is a plastic piece of equipment with some metal pieces in which you're able to hold the wood. Hold the Craig jig there for a second, Jen. In which you're able to hold the wood, secure the wood down, all right? Then, using a drill bit that is supplied with the Craig jig, drill into the piece of wood at an angle. I'm going to show you that. You see how the drill bit will go into the wood as an angle, all right? Thus, making pocket holes. You then put that next to another piece of wood, and you drill into with the Craig drill bit and attach the two pieces of wood. Now, I know that was rough. You're like, what? There are some specifics like the size of the wood you need to adjust the machine.
And when we have a minute, we'll actually go because this is a brand new framing that we just started. So I haven't had a chance to make a video of it, but when we have a minute, we'll actually do like a step-by-step on showing you like how it actually works.
I want to show you how that looks. Look at that piece. So that is a canvas board attached with some very rustic nails that Ginger bought off of Amazon. Now let's look at the back.
No,
don't worry about that.
I bought them from Blick, not Amazon.
I said the nails you bought from Amazon.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
Shh, calm down. I'm live. I'm live right now. Okay, they can hear us. Now, on the back, you see it's got the pocket hole. They actually make a pocket filler. It's a piece of wood that will fit perfectly into that, so you can have a seamless back if you're worried about someone turning around looking at the back. Now, I also want to show you something else. You see how these two pieces of wood are not seamless on the back? Now, on the front, you see where it's also, messed up. That's an easy fix, right? Before you attach the wood canvas panel, you sand that down, you paint it, and it's an easy transition. Mm-hmm. So in woodworking, making frames, building furniture, there's a lot of things you can do, putting up a wall. There's a lot of things that you can do to hide the little minor mistakes that you do. I just want you to know that.
So if you're interested, I want to show you what we did. So the first thing you start with is you have to know what size canvas. This is one of my favorite paintings, y'all. We just painted this in our tribe. You have to know what size canvas you are trying to frame first. Okay, so this is an 11 by 14. And I knew that I wanted 2 inches sticking out all the way around. I wanted 2 inches sticking out all the way around before we put this on here. So, and it's just going to fit flat like that. So what we did was we came up with a formula that works every time. And it is this. I'm going to show you. We have it written really rough right here, but I'm going to show you in case you want to look back over this. You add 4 inches to the longest end and you subtract 2 inches to the shortest end. Okay, you add 4 inches to the longest end and you subtract 2 inches on the shortest end. So basically, if it's an 11 by 14, the longest end is 14. So I add 4 inches. So I'm going to cut 2 18-inch pieces. And then the shortest end is 11. So I'm going to subtract 2 inches from the shortest end. So I would cut 2 pieces that are 9 inches. And so that's what we have. We have, and by the way, these are 1 by
2s.
No.
That's a 1 by 3.
This is a 1 by 3.
I'm sorry.
This is a 1 by 3. Okay, you need to know that first of all. So
you could go with a smaller size if you wanted to, but this looks really good. Really well. It accentuates the canvas board.
So these 2 pieces are cut 18 inches. The top and the bottom are cut 18 inches. And then the 2 sides are cut 9 inches. And then that's how we put it together to fit an 11 by 14.
Let me answer your question real quick. Okay. So Lisa, you asked over time, will the canvas board warp? And the answer is yes, most definitely. If you don't take care of the canvas board, such as if you submit it to a lot of humidity or if it gets slightly damp, it will warp. However, placing it on a very flat piece of framing material like we have now and securing the ends will cause it not to warp as fast. But, 10, 15 years from now,
we haven't had any. Like this has been framed for over a year.
10, 15 years from now, it will warp.
You think?
Yeah, even paintings, unless you secure
maybe that long.
Yeah. Now there's things that you can do. You can put something on the back so that when it starts to warp, but we're talking years upon years upon years from now, will it warp? I will tell you this. I've told Ginger this a whole bunch. I don't mind making frames for thick canvases, but man, I like the expensive canvases because the material is tight. The wood framing on the frame itself, the canvas frame is well made, and I can sometimes nail directly into that with my framing material. If I buy a cheap canvas, then I'm struggling because it's warped already from Hobby Lobby or wherever. So
Zena said that's really cool. She'll have to show her uncle this.
yeah,
he loves things like this, and he will make these for me all day long if I talk nicely to him. Yes, you have to talk nicely to your woodworking person.
That's right. I read an article that the camera adds wrinkles to the face, so apparently not for Ginger.
So does anybody have now? Yeah, the Craig jig is new.
Sonia.
Sandy and Kathy, or not Kathy, but Sandy. The Craig jig is, that's the advanced level. The basic level would be this. If you just cut them, the length of the top, and then you cut another one, the next length here, and you don't worry about angles. And see, I'm happy with this. I'm like, you know what? This looks really great. But Michael said, no, Ginger, we want to up the game for our framing. So I'm going to start learning how to do some better framing for you. And so I was like, okay.
Question. So, Sonia, depending upon the thickness of the wood, obviously, and depending upon the thickness of the frame that you're using, I normally stay around 1 inch to 1 1/4 inch nail for my pneumatic air gun to attach the frames. The biggest thing you got to be careful about is making sure you're not too far forward on the frame when you're nailing, because it can go through and hit the painting. So you got to make sure you're straight up and down and you're going straight into the wood. Just sneeze. Oh, excuse me.
Grab that one too. That one you just did for me.
Excuse me.
You.
Which one?
That.
Oh.
I think they saw this one already, but
yeah. So this is a pretty good one.
This
I like
one.
this one.
This is wood on wood. It's not wood on canvas. So you can actually do this with wood, of course, as well. This was a 1x6 piece of wood that I painted on, and then he made the framing around it to go on it. And it's perfect for hanging. This is a really cute piece as well that I just painted for an Etsy order. I sell these in my Etsy shop. So, all right, guys. I don't know. I'm looking to see if there's any more questions. I love the rooster too, Cindy. It's one of my favorites. I so love it.
And we have videos that show the framing process. Obviously, I don't like the video because the camera adds some weight. See? And so I'd like to do another video and show some more framing possibilities, like using the Craig jig live.
Yes.
We could do that. And so,
yes.
Yeah, stay tuned to Jen's Den Art Tribe, and I will show you how to do that. I'll show you the materials. I even have a price list for you so that you understand what you're getting into. And also join the pop-up paint party. It's how much?
$15 right now.
$15. Yeah. The really, I want you to join the pop-up paint party. The really good deal, I'm gonna take my hat off when I say this because I feel like I have to, because I'm about to say something about God. The really good deal is to join the tribe. The tribe is a group of like-minded women and a man or two that believe in Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. And we also believe that working together, showing love and care is the way that we are supposed to be. And we know that God has led us to create, and we want you to create, and we want you to be a part of a group of people who are not ashamed. And you know what that means. That comes from Scripture. So we love you guys, and we're glad you're here.
So yes, if you would like access to all of this information on a 24/7 basis, it is all a part of Jen's Den Art Tribe. It's all like additional learning videos. The videos that are being posted right now to the public are only going to be available until October 31st, and then they're all going to go away. But if you're a tribe member, you get all of these videos for free as long as you're a tribe sister or mister. And we paint and we pray.
That's right.
And we have a lot of fun, and we give happy mail to each other, and we love on one another, and we have meetups, and we meet each other, and it's just a lot of fun. So that is all we have today for day number 24 in our Acrylic 101 class. And I think that's it. Yep.
We love you all.
Love you all. Thank you all for being here. Y'all have a great Friday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.